Welcome everybody, thanks for being here. So today we're just doing like a mini release celebration for the new single. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's now available on all the streaming platforms and stuff, and there's going to be links in the chat if you want to go and see it. But basically today we're going to be listening to the track together for the first time. I've heard it, of course, and Helene has also heard it, but that's going to be fun to kind of do it together, and after that we're going to discuss a little bit how it goes for us when we do projects like that together. And we're going to answer some of your questions if you want to ask us something. So I want to introduce Helene. She played the flute for the release, and we often collaborate together. If you guys have been around my channel a little bit, you know her. So yeah, you've seen her before, but it's the first time we're doing something together like this. So if you want to just introduce yourself and what you're doing for people who don't know you.
Okay, sure. So my name is Helene. I play the flute, or flutes. You can see several. No, you can't actually see several. I have a lot of different kinds of flutes, but the normal concert flute is my thing. I'm a session musician. I also teach a bit, and I also study music at the moment.
Yeah. Cool, thank you. Well, we actually met because we used to be, well, you're still streaming on Twitch, but I used to be streaming on Twitch, and we met each other at about the same place in our journey, and we just kind of grew together and became friends from that. And so, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's the national, what is it? A holiday.
Independence Day.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's start right away with listening to the track. And like, you're gonna laugh because I didn't even prepare that part. I should introduce it really quickly because you guys, I know this song is in German. It's a folk German song that is basically about like foreshadowing of death. So it's like a really dark piece. And I fell in love with it in 13 when I heard it for the first time, and I was like, oh, I need to make a cover of this, or I don't know if you call it a cover because it's a folk song, but I need to record it. And so that was the first piece that I put on my channel, and it has become kind of a symbol maybe for me of like starting YouTube for real, with the air quotes. And I thought like, oh, it would be really cool to revisit this song with the new skills and production skills that I have, and now the arrangement, and also include Helene in that. And so that's what happened. And I'll explain a little bit more about the context of this song probably after, but let's just... By the way, this song is already available on all streaming, or like tons of streaming platforms, and it's gonna keep updating for like as many streaming platforms as you can think. And it's also available on my store. I have like a special deluxe version that I put out with like tons of bonus content, because I like to do that. So if a mod could put the links in the chat, it would be really cool. Yep. Okay, let's start it. I hope the volume is fine. And
yes.
Ich hab die Nacht geträumet, wohl einen schweren Traum. Es flog in meinem Garten fiel mir aus den Händen, dass in Stücken schlug. Draußen sah ich Perlen rinnen und Tröpflein rosenrot. Was mag der Traum bedeuten? Ach, Liebster, bist du tot? Ach, Liebster, bist du tot?
All right. Yeah, so first, thank you so much for the nice comments. I'm glad you guys like it. And like when I took the decision to record this song again, like it's a bit of a weird choice because I know it's not a song that's super known, and it's probably something that like my German audience knows, I guess. I would think so. But like they are a small part of my audience, and so I kind of expect that it's, not a very obvious choice. But I think that this song is just really gorgeous, and like I thought it was worth putting a little bit of time into making this track. Is that a track that you knew before we did it together?
No, I had never heard it before.
Yeah, okay. Because like you guys from Germany can tell me if like that's one that's super known or if it's like a bit of an obscure one, because I found it like completely at random. Like I have no clue where I found it. I have no memory of how that happened. I just found it. And yeah, like when I recorded it for the first time, like I think I recorded it like all the way through. You can find it on my channel, by the way, if you are looking for it. It's my oldest video, so like just order them from, switch the order, you'll find it. Thank you so much, Brian. Yeah, so I made like a very simple arrangement. Like I had just been starting to learn the harp, and I was just doing like those easy chords and so on, and this was kind of an opportunity to like make a cooler arrangement and to add some flute into it, which ends up sounding so gorgeous. I think you did an amazing work with the flute, and I think that like Francis also, because Francis has been working with us both for the pieces that we've done together. Like he has been also Francis is my producer, and he's been like getting used to the sound of what it's like to work together, and I think like this time he really nailed the flute sound. Like I don't know what you think.
Yeah,
but
definitely. It was great, and it fit perfectly on the atmosphere and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it really sounded gorgeous.
Yeah, I think so. And I'll just catch up a little bit with the chat. But yeah, just to quickly like give a little bit of context, and then we might. Hey, Francis in the chat is the one who did the mixing and mastering. You guys should give him a clap also, because he's the guy behind the scenes that does not get super recognized for his work, but he did like a really amazing job with this, seriously. And yeah, just to give a bit of context with this song, like it was a specifically big challenge for me because like obviously the song is in German and I am not German at all. Like I have a little bit of basics. I studied a little bit of German diction in university because of my training as a classical singer. But like outside of that, I had to like ask for help, and so that song was a very intense process and like back and forth in the recording, because I recorded the vocals and then I sent them over, and then I was like, okay, this is not good enough, I need to change this and that, and so I hope this sounds as like fluent as possible, like at least in a way that does not like make your ear kind of go like ooh when you hear a language being sung with like some weird stuff in it. And so yeah, that's pretty much the song. you guys can go and either get it on my store or with the merch, or it's going to be available on all the streaming platforms, so you guys can go and check that out over there. Maybe like I'd like us to like have a small chat about like what goes into working together and like the process of it, and I might like let you a little bit explain how it works from your side when we do that kind of work together, like what happens behind the scenes basically.
Okay. Yeah. So, for example, for this song, Elvann had an arrangement done, and I think you sent me the flute track and some mock-up of the harp, maybe.
Yeah.
Not the final one.
Yeah.
And then I did my thing. I actually recorded the flute parts on a couple different octaves, and I also tried some piccolo on it. That didn't end up on the final one, although it was really fun to just try how it works in general for recording. So that was still fun to do that. And then I sent the tracks when I was happy with them, and then magic happens and it's out there.
Yeah, and I want to add to that like I really wish that I did add the piccolo, but like when I put it together, I just felt like, because we do that a little bit, like there's a bit of like, okay, I give you like a suggestion and I send you like an idea of what I want, but then, or like just to make it easier for you, basically, that's the point, so that you have an idea and you're not just like going from scratch, but then there's that like you try some stuff on top of that, because we don't have to stay limited to just what's written, and I think that like someone who plays their instrument are always going to have a better understanding of what sounds good on their instrument, like for instance, because we're gonna be doing another collab together, and you guys should actually go and subscribe to her channel if you haven't already, because like why not, if you are on this channel, you should be on hers. Yeah, the same way that like when you sent some of the hard parts for one of the next recordings that we're doing together, like I was like, oh well, this string for me on my specific harp is not sounding that great, and so I might have to change the arrangement so that it ends up sounding good, because sometimes like there's specific details with the instrument that you're just always better at doing on your side. And I was gonna go somewhere also with some other stuff when we collab together. I sort of lost my train of thought. That happens. When we... Wait, okay. I was going somewhere. Oh, why this happens? What else about the process of working together? I think I was going to ask you a question. Yeah, I was going to say that like one of the things that I feel, and if you're doing collaborations with other people, and I'm talking in for the chat, if you're in, like what happens behind the scene, and I think my philosophy, and I think that like we're kind of doing things a little bit the same way, and that's why it's working, is that I think that I think it's good practice and like a professional thing to do, to kind of give a direction to the person that's going to collaborate with you, like, and not just leave them off with nothing. Like it depends on the project, it depends on the complexity, but like it makes it so much easier to collab. And so if you're approaching someone to do a collaboration with you, I think that like it's just a good idea to be prepared and actually like have either sheet music or a proper recording of an idea that they can have. Like it doesn't need to be like perfect. I don't know what you think about that, because I think you're doing a little bit the same thing. And it doesn't have to be like because I think we're going all in with that. But like I feel like it's often like that I see a lot of people who want to collaborate with me, for instance, and send me emails, but they're not helping. Like they don't know what song, they don't know the scope of the project, they don't have an idea where it's gonna be. Like there's no information whatsoever, and they would like something. And that's also something that I see with clients, because it always ends up being like okay, but it's going to take me so much time to figure out something that I don't even know if you're going to be happy with. And I don't know what you think about that in your experience with working with clients and recording and for like collaborations, and if you have some kind of advice for people about that.
I think I've been really lucky with clients. To be honest, I've gotten really clear things like sheet music perfectly written, and like that. Most of the clients have been like that, and I feel like I've been really lucky with not having to kind of.
You are, because I haven't been that lucky. Like, I had this client at some point that sent me stuff, and like basically they were like, oh, I need you to do something on this song. I'm like, what do you mean, like singing? And they're like, well, I guess, and the lyrics. And I'm like, okay, so what do you want? Like, do you have an idea for the lyrics? Well, do me a proposal. And I'm like, what do you mean? Do a proposal? Like, you need to, like, what do you want? Because I can't do anything, but like, I don't know your style. Like, send me something. Send me like an image, send me a theme, send me a title, send me like one line of lyrics or a theme, anything, just anything that I can get started with. Because like, that's really not helpful to just be like left with absolutely no boundaries around which to work, I think, in that kind of context. And I think we're used to be working together, and so we kind of know the kind of stuff that we're expecting from each other. But if you at some point if you guys in the chat are looking to collaborate with an artist, like you have, especially if it's an artist that you're like, I don't know how to put it, but like if you're asking for someone to be doing something with you, you have to kind of make it easy for them, you know? I think that's the basic thing. Like, I don't know if you agree with me or like...
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of if someone approaches and is like, oh, I don't know what I want to do, but let's do something. It's like, well, I don't know if I have time for that.
Yeah.
You are not giving me anything, basically.
Yeah. Like having
It's really hard to promise, like, okay, let's do this, like, when you don't know anything about it, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like to collab? Send.
Yeah, then like, okay, who are you? What kind of music do you do? Like, please give me something.
Yeah, and it like I think it goes for also YouTube collabs in general. Like, I think it's just good practice to, like, if you send like an email to someone who doesn't know you first, like you want to give them like, okay, we could do like, it's not just let's do a video collab someday. Like, it's okay, would you be available next week so that we can have a collab? And we're going to be talking about this specific topic, for instance. Or we're going to be doing this specific thing or giving some kind of choice. Because I think that's just good practice. And so this all seems very complicated. The artist just got drunk. Damn. Well.
I mean, when we were meeting a bit more than a year ago, in the Netherlands, we were just doing stuff because we were in the same space, basically. But when you're working with someone online without having kind of reserved time for that, it's completely different. But yeah, it's so much easier when you are really close to someone. It's just easy to get together. Yeah. But in case you are not close, it's not really that simple.
Yeah, and even then there's like a minimum amount of preparation in the sense that like we have sheet for each other.
Yeah.
Like, we're prepared so that we can share those sheets together, and like, you know which ones I might be able to accompany you with, kind of, and you can give them out to me or send them to me by email or whatever when we're there physically. And so yeah, that's a good point. Like, I think a jam and a collaboration for a recording are two like really different things. Like, and they're different. Like, a recording takes so much work. Like, for me at least, like one of the parts that takes me the most time is coming up with the arrangement, and especially with the harp, because reasons that I could get into for like a while.
Yeah.
But like the harp is really difficult to arrange for, and for it to sound really good, and that takes up like most of my time. What's the thing that takes the most of your time?
If I start arranging, it's probably just arranging all the parts. For example, the collab I am preparing for you and me and one other person. I haven't even started writing the flute parts yet because I just didn't have time for that. So
Yeah.
I think just well, the singing part was there already, so there's nothing too big, but yeah, making the kind of mock-up of the final thing and then writing the harp arrangement, that took quite a while because I don't know harp that well. I have my own tiny harp and I've had one lesson, so I know the very basics. But I don't know if something is a good arrangement or not, or if something could work. I know there's the levers you can switch and stuff. I couldn't do that on the go, but I know you can do some of it
Yeah,
if it's
yeah.
reasonable at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, that probably took the most for me, the harp part. And then probably the flute part because I haven't even started it yet. So.
Yeah. But do you always write sheet music for the stuff that you do? And like what context do you feel you need one versus not?
Not always really. If I'm doing my own stuff like piano backtracks and stuff only for myself, then I don't write the sheet music every time. For the flute parts, I usually do because I have a publisher that will sell the cover sheet music, cover music sheet music.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
That anyways.
I'll get the
But
license. Yeah.
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 But most of the time for myself, I don't. But if I'm collaborating, I need to write everything down. And I know I could send you just chords,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I think it's so much easier when there's a arrangement. You can then change if you feel like it doesn't work.
Yeah, and like in that perspective, I think that like it makes a huge difference whether it's for just like the audio or if it's for a video, because the thing is like it's super easy. I think both for both of us, we have an easy time with like just improvising. Like you just give me a sheet with chords and I'll make something out of it. I'll accompany you all day.
Yeah.
But when it's for a video, one of the challenges is that you really need to be playing the same exact thing every single time for the video. Otherwise, like you can't sync it. And it's just not very good practice sound-wise to be recording things live if you're like doing it on a click or something. You have to take multiple takes to do it. And so recording the video and the audio together is just not how it's usually done. And I think that's like making an extra challenge. Like as soon as you're adding video on top of something, like you have a whole other layer to think about.
Yeah, and people can see if you play something else, especially if they are musicians. They notice if something doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I could be waving my fingers, and some of you probably wouldn't like really pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But I know there are so many people that will also. So
Yeah, well, I know, like, you say that, like, I wouldn't notice it, to be honest, because I have no idea about how the flute is actually made, but, there's kind of, like, a pride for our instruments, that, like, you can't just,
yeah,
or that doesn't work.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's so bad. I remember recording one video and I didn't write down the arrangement. And I got one part wrong every time I kind of recorded it for a video. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. I think I probably recorded it, meaning the video recording, I probably recorded it for 20 hours or something because it was just hopeless.
What?
And then I was really wishing I had written down the sheet music, and after that I've done that.
It makes a serious difference. Like if
Yeah.
like as soon as you know how to read music, like it becomes such a necessary tool. Like for me, I'm like, because I can write it down, and like what the thing is like that when you're writing something down, there's like a level of commitment you need to have with what you wrote down, and you're like, okay, now that it's there, like I cannot change it. And so that's why there's so much back, because if you're just improvising, you're gonna come up with something cool, like just from improvising, like that's totally fine. But like it kind of puts you in that like overthinking. Like, do you know what I mean? You're like, oh, but it could be this note too. Like you see all the
Oh, yeah.
possibilities.
Yes, I've been arranging some pieces from video games for years now, I think, and they are still not ready because always like, but maybe this sounds better this way. Oh, I could do something else with the ending. But yeah, that's endless. That's sometimes you need to just stop.
Yeah, but that yeah, I relate to this so much. Oh, it's so bad. Like that's why it takes so much time. It's because I actually have so many pieces that I've started but been like, it's not quite that. I need to rework this. And it just ends up taking forever when it's in fact something that I could just pick up the chords and play in front of you right away. Like, but it's not the same. It's not the same thing. Like, to get the like last 5%, you need to put 95% of the work. Like, at least in music. Like, something that I could technically play live with just a couple of mistakes, but something decent, in order to bring it to final recording, it takes 95% of the time to just do that 5 last percent that you guys are seeing in the music videos. Like, or like 90-10 or something like that. Like, that last bit is what takes up so much time. And it's ridiculous, like, but it's just the way that it works. And it makes a difference. Like, I think it does.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah. Or you don't show the fingers in close up. Yeah, it's just, when it's improv, for me at least, because there's, like, on the harp, since it's a harmonic instrument, I play multiple notes at the same time, then it's like, I improvise in a way that I would never be able to play exactly the same thing. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just like, oh, this blah. I'm like throwing something out of my mind without second guessing it at all. It's just like completely random. And so like I couldn't even like listen to it again and try to match that. Even on the rhythmic side, like it wouldn't even, like, even if I tried, it wouldn't pass at all. Like, because it's so out, like, it comes out of completely nowhere for me. And I'm sure for you as well. Like, if you...
Yeah, I don't think at all when I improvise, and it's just something that comes out. It doesn't have a structure really or anything. It's just coming out.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking the notes I'm playing like, okay, now I'm gonna do this, and then, because then I wouldn't be able to improvise at all.
Yeah. It's a little bit like speech. Like, it's not the same thing to give a speech, and like you could give a speech and then like right at the end of your 20 minutes you're like, I have no clue what happened. Like, I know that I've talked about this, but don't like ask me to even start doing the voiceover for it, because it's improv.
Yeah.
Like, I have a direction, but you can't like just do like lip sync on top of your own like speech. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
a really good comparison, really.
Yeah, for someone who doesn't play music, I think that's the closest comparison that I can give. It's pretty accurately that, like, because you might be going in the same direction, but like, if you actually want to copy what you've made, it's gonna be way more work than if you actually did write it down the first time.
Yeah.
And so we just end up writing it down.
Yeah, and in the end, writing down things, it saves time.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it will in the end save time.
Yeah.
So it's a really good thing to also do.
Yeah, and like for me, I end up like sending the sheets when I can to like on Patreon, and I think you do something similar basically.
Yeah, I haven't yet, but I've been thinking that also from the public domain
Yeah, yeah.
arrangements and originals, I've been thinking about sharing those.
Yeah. Yeah, so they end up, even if it's so, it's so silly because basically we're spending like so much time on something we're like literally using once. Like I'm literally
Yeah.
just reading it through, doing my harp recording, play, record, go through, done.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like the playing part is the easy part, really, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. If you guys have questions for us, we can answer them. Anything about whatever we're doing, questions for Helene about what she's doing, and maybe flute questions, harp questions, and
I noticed one there. Mr. Sloth asked if I have a low whistle. I do not yet, but it's on my list
at
to
some
get
point.
instruments.
Yeah, and I see another one here that says, do you write at the piano? I know nothing about this, but you always see writers playing a few notes, write it down, and play a few more. Actually, like for me, I start my harp arrangements a lot of the time on the piano. Not 100% of the time, but it's just so much easier to record stuff when you have the MIDI file, because unfortunately my harp, I can't have it in MIDI format if I play directly on it. And it makes it like 100% in tune, so when I'm doing the arrangement, I don't worry whether like it's my string or if it's the arrangement that does not sound its best. And also because of the specific limitations of the harp, it's easier to challenge myself if I start writing it on the piano, because there's more possibilities, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna figure out how to do it on the harp, because sometimes if it's written directly on the harp, I'll just cycle back to being in my comfort zone, and like I won't explore all of the possibilities that I could have. So do you use the piano in your process?
I did when I wrote the harp arrangement actually for you.
Okay.
I did use piano for that first, so I kind of had an idea what I was doing. Actually, I think, yeah, I actually did the whole harp arrangement just by using piano.
Yeah.
And then made it into sheet music and then sent it to you.
Okay. That makes sense, because I think that the piano and the harp, they really translate well with each other. Like, if you know at least a little bit of what are the limits that go with the harp, like the fact that we play with 4 fingers, for instance, with our techniques, and just some other limitations that have to do with the levers, for instance, then I think you're generally good to go with the piano, because like we even have a wider range. We can go up to like at least a tenth. So like from G to like an octave plus a third. So B, for instance. And so we have like, we have a wider reach, easier than the piano, for instance. Like to do that, you have to be so stretched on the piano, but on the harp, it's easier. So is there something to find a translation of the lyrics for the song? Yes, the translation and the like history of the track is on Wikipedia. You can search the name of the song directly, so I'll type it down.
I think Black Tech actually linked it
thank
already.
you. Yes, okay. So, and the lyrics are basically about a dream in which there's a rosemary tree and falling leaves and a golden crook, a pot or something that like goes on the floor and breaks, and it ends with the sentence ach liebste bist du tot. And that means, my love, are you dead? It ends with this phrase. So that explains how it's being sung. So you guys can pay attention to it, because like that phrase is like the of the song, I think. So I'm kind of having a bit of a hard time finding questions, so I'll just
There was a question from Stu. Is there going to be a collaboration song with the both of you in the future? Yes. I just sent Elvann the harp arrangement, and there will be a third person on it also. So
yeah, we'll definitely keep collaborating together.
Yeah, and definitely even after that, obviously. I feel like it's very easy for us to collaborate in general.
Yeah, and I think like that we have this kind of soundscape of soundscape. I don't know. We have this like environment that like, I mean, if I didn't know you, I wouldn't have put flute on this track. Like I wrote it for you. And I think it's like, I think it's the same thing where you're like, oh, I have a harpist. I can ask her to do this this part.
Yeah.
Because I think like it makes it fun, you know. I was like, oh, I'd rather add something here. Why not? Like, makes it more fun.
Yeah, exactly, and
yeah,
it really works really well.
If that's gonna be a Patreon only song, no. I usually put all of my songs available. Like, there's a few amount of tracks, like some work in progress stuff that I put on my Patreon. Like I kind of send some like previews and some stuff over there that I don't send anywhere else. But the music itself, like the core tracks that I'm making, I'm always making them available for free everywhere. So it's gonna be on YouTube. We're gonna be making a video, and we're gonna be working on that this week. It's not recorded yet. But it's gonna be on YouTube, but it's also on all streaming platforms. What I do on Patreon is, as I said, I give some like hints of what it's gonna be like, so you guys can get a little bit more involved in the process of creating that track, because I kind of update as we go. But like in the end, I will give the downloadable track to my Patreons, but the music itself, I always want it to be free. So it's I still have a deluxe version that I put on my store, because I think that like I want to offer some like special extra content that's not available anywhere else from my store. And so I have the instrumental version, I have a bonus commentary track, I have the 2013 version that has been mastered by Francis as well. I have a background, like wallpaper for the computer. I have the cover, and I have something else, I think. Well, the actual track itself. And sometimes I put some other stuff depending what I've been having. Like, I have different places that I put different things, actually. So, but like this version on my store is actually like having a little bit more extra stuff there. So yeah. So I think, do we have other questions actually? Yeah. Best question inbound. When writing lyrics in something other than English, do you ever consider the English translation relative to rhyming? I didn't write those lyrics, by the way. I don't write in other languages, so I can't really answer. I don't know if you've written in Finnish.
I don't write any languages. I just play the flute.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like sometimes I'll have a bit of French. Like it can happen. I don't remember last time I did that though. I don't even know if that's any of the songs that I'll end up publishing. But other than that, like when it comes to writing, like I'm personally not a big fan of rhymes. Like I could make a whole stream just about that. I don't like rhymes. Like they have to be like there sometimes, but like I don't like the kind of rhymes. I think it has to do with the rhythm of the language. That's what I like to focus on. Hey Ali, I have to go now. Yeah, no problem. Are there some questions that we missed? Do you use composition software to write tracks and exchange files for ideas? I can let you answer that because I think we have similar answer.
Wait a second, I'm gonna scroll a bit. Read the question again.
It's from Steve.
Okay, compositions of every tracks.
Thank you so much, Perry.
Yeah, I think this track specifically was you wrote the flute kind of like as an idea and gave me basically free hands to just improve it and stuff like that. So it's not like you need to be exactly doing this. But yeah, I think that's really how we work. I use Cubase myself, for example, for writing things with my MIDI keyboard. So basically, what I do, I just use the MIDI keyboard and see what works and what doesn't work, and make the ideas like that. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the same for me, but I use Pro Tools because Francis, and we basically exchange tracks like that. With Francis, I will exchange like the sessions. We have literally a Dropbox folder, and we have like all of the stuff from the album, all of the covers, all of the stuff. When it's not with the same DAW, I just export the files that you would need, for instance, with the same length, so that we can sync them together easily. And if I write some kind of sheet music, I'll send them separately using MuseScore. So MuseScore is a free notation software. If you guys are interested in starting composition, I so recommend. I think I'll write it down. So musescore.org. Oops. I typed it wrong, but I'll let Emad take care of it. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And so that's basically the ecosystem that I have. And like for composition, I use the East-West virtual instruments to do like all the strings, and all the other instruments that you hear are from East-West. And except for like the voice, the flute, and the harp. So there's that. Do we have other questions?
Someone asked me if I play other flutes, like traditional flutes, like tin whistle or shakuhachi. I don't have shakuhachi. I do have a few tin whistles. I have native. Let me see if I can show you. There is a pile of flutes behind. Oh, where's my hand?
Yeah.
There's a pile of flutes behind me, and there's a box of flutes on the floor. So, so yeah, I have a lot of flutes I can use when needed. Really.
One that I really want us to do together. Like that's almost a spoiler because we really have to do that one. And you know which one I'm gonna say is the Quale Mate che Taitelian. We need to do that one from Nightwish. Like it has that like a really is it? Like with one of the flutes. I can like imagine the sound. I don't know if like you think that would work.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's in D minor, so I think you have one in D minor. Do you?
Yeah, I have the normal tin whistle. It's D major, but you can play them basically chromatically also.
Oh no, but I mean like in the like native ones. Do you have like
the American?
Yeah. Would that work?
Yeah, it's also a minor, but you can play them.
Yeah, okay.
Chromatically also. So yeah.
Because I feel that would have like the coolest tone for this piece.
Yeah, it sounds really beautiful.
Yeah, I heard it and it's so amazing sound. Like I think that would work, or like even a Creek Mary's Blood, just because there's flute in it, like would be really cool. I think it has, yeah, right. It does, yeah.
Yeah, I think it does.
That one, I think, might work. Well, just gonna check if we have more questions. Your hand is generally at the end of your arm. Oh wait, that isn't why you were asking. Yeah, well, I think we're gonna close here, but I would invite you guys to go and check it out on streaming platforms, save it to your library, because that really makes a huge difference for me, because it tells Spotify that they should pay attention to my music. And so that has a really long-lasting impact, and like every single save in your library will make a huge difference for me. So if you want to do that, that would be so appreciated. And if you're interested with the deluxe edition of this, you can go and find it on my store. I have this like special thing that I've decided to do that's only gonna be today, and it's that if you buy a t-shirt from the new collection, you basically get the deluxe edition for free. So you get to have a t-shirt. That's like because I don't have any physical copies, so that can be cool. And what else am I forgetting? I think that's pretty much it. So stay tuned and put notifications on, because I'm not posting super regularly, but when I do, it's going to be really cool content. And my next video is going to be the Nacht, geträumet music video. So that's the goal, and it's gonna be anytime this week. I plan to put it out on Friday, I think. And so yeah, I am energized. That was super cool. So thanks a lot for joining me with this live stream. That was super fun to chat. And
Thanks for having me. It was really cool
Yeah,
to chat
yeah.
like this. We are having like weekly video calls, but it's just the two of us
yeah,
chatting and brainstorming and, well, whatever, really.
exchanging tricks and
Yeah.
complaining about YouTube algorithms.
Yeah.
But we should definitely do that sometimes again, like, and do like podcasts kind of stuff. If you guys have ideas of like topics that you would like us to cover and really have in-depth conversation about, leave them in the comments, I guess. Like once this video is ended, the comment section will appear and you can leave it there, and I can refer to that when I want to do another session like this. So thank you so much, guys, for coming by. Have a great evening, and don't forget to go and check the streaming platforms. I don't know where the comment is, but I'll let Black Tech type it out for me in the chat. All right, have a good evening.